Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Post Raw Show. It's Post Raw number 135. I'm Mike Tedesco.
I'm Victoria Tedesco.
Welcome. Thank you for waiting around for us. We are here. We're live. We're going to be talking about the August 30th edition of Raw. An interesting show. There's a couple of things that happened that, like one thing, it's like, what did I just see that happen? Was that real? I got to switch around these panes here. There we go. And now if I look like this, I'm not looking off screen anymore. There was a couple of redirects from storylines they started last week. There were 3 advertised matches. Actually, none of them happened technically.
Technically. You're right.
Yeah. Like, It was an interesting show, but then like also sandwiched in between all this craziness were was an excellent pay-per-view quality triple threat match.
I gotta say, I don't want to give too much. Well, not that I'm giving much away, but about my opinion, I didn't hate the show tonight. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened that was good, like really good, and then there were some things that were interesting that happened that you're like, oh. Okay. Yeah,
it was. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about it yet. I kind of have to talk about it.
I do have to talk about it to confirm it, but overall, I didn't hate the show. I really didn't. There was a lot of good things that happened tonight.
Interesting. It was interesting. Okay, let's say hello to everybody in the chat room real quick. All right, we have Mr. V number 1 here. That's the first thing that pops out to me. Hello, Royal Family. Just someone that is finishing laundry, writing out my week's lesson plans, and listening to the best post-Raw program. Oh, by the way, I did not watch Raw. Good for you. Good for you.
Again, we watch it for you, so you don't have to.
and speaking of, he's writing lesson plans, but Mr. V should be writing for Wrestleview.
Oh, I agree.
Like, first of all, we had Mr. Andrew Elder. So like that content that I was talking about, it started peeking its way in this week, where Mr. Andrew Elder, the Wrestleview fiend, wrote an article which is going to become a series now, detailing. His first article was detailing the history of the territories, a very brief history. There's a lot of stuff there, and I thought the featured article was fantastic. I thought Andrew did a great job. Andrew knows his wrestling. Andrew he remembers the territory days well. He grew up with the territory days. And if you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest you check it out. It's up on Wrestleview. Wrestling History 101. I like the name. I like the column. It was really, really well done. So
I like what you just wrote right now.
Am I allowed to call my recipe columns must be Monday? Absolutely. You can have that. You can absolutely have that.
In all seriousness, though, Andrew did a great job. We're looking for more of that type of stuff. So if anyone is interested, please just reach out. Primarily Mike, though, because obviously Mike being editor-in-chief, he'll be able to just, whatever your vision is for the site or whatever you want to write about, just let us know.
Yeah.
See.
It was good. I enjoyed it. They're hearing a little feedback, they say.
Is it from me?
I don't know who it's from. If you could tell us where that feedback is coming from, that'd be really good.
Yeah,
I can't hear the mix on the
feedback.
screen. And, it's like, I know that Liliana definitely touched the soundboard tonight. So whatever it is, it's her fault. He says both mics.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way we're set up tonight. I don't know. Let me see if I can make a few adjustments here.
I don't know.
We'll talk anyway. Say hi to people in the chat room.
Hello, everyone. Let me see here.
I just turned it down a little bit.
Okay, so we have Quentin Walters in the chat.
Do we have Quentin tonight?
We do have Quentin. We have Daniel Schell. We have Nafis. We have Randy Tricola. King Wickamundo. Hello, everyone. We have Brian. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody here. Mashun Walls. Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
I'm trying to. Who else is it? Billy. Uncle Billy.
Crash is here. Oh, Uncle Billy's here. Okay.
Yes, Uncle Billy's here.
So tonight, especially, we need to watch our language tonight. We cannot have any slip ups. Uncle Billy is watching the show with his grandmother, and
Yes.
we send our best wishes to his grandmother
So Uncle Billy,
for a
hi,
full
Grandma.
recovery, and she's doing great, and we want her to keep going that way. And I don't want to shock her by saying anything terrible, so I'm not going to say anything bad.
I feel like
tonight.
Grandma can handle it though.
Grandma can probably handle it.
Because you know,
I don't
if
think I
you-
can handle it though.
I
That's
mean,
the
you
problem.
probably no.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're making false promises here, and in terms of like keeping it low key, because the truth is, like, you go on a rant and then that's it. Like,
Yeah.
That-
Well, I know. Well,
What the hell was
I don't think the rants are
did you
gonna.
hear that?
What?
There's like a bang. What is happening tonight, everybody?
I don't know.
Please,
Maybe it was the
I'm-
wind. Have you ever heard of the wind?
I've heard of the wind, but I watch too much of those shows where it's like true crime and, like ID channel stuff.
Well,
It gets to my head. At Netflix documentaries,
here.
it gets too much and it makes me overthink. And I think someone's trying to come into the house. So,
Okay. Well, then I'll just arm the house for my phone. Okay. Now it's over. There's no one's gonna come kill us now. The house is armed. That'd be amazing though if there was like a break-in while we're on camera.
that would be horrible.
That'd be amazing.
No, it would not. That would be terrible.
A
I
bang
feel like I missed someone.
must be the ghost of the old curtains.
Oh man, they're in the basement still.
Machoon Walls, Mikey keeping it a family show, indeed. Let's see. We had dinner
I
show.
feel
You
like
got.
I missed people. I don't know.
I don't know.
So
I thought
if I
you did.
missed anyone, just tell me I missed you, and then I'll say hello to you.
I thought you did an honorable job there.
I don't know if it was
I'm
the
gonna try
best
to-
job, but I tried the best I could. Is the feedback getting any better?
I don't know.
Oh, Triple H is coming to Tedesco's house.
Well, that's it. He's coming with the sledgehammer.
Hi,
I'm gonna
Paul.
be throwing through the window right here. It's gonna be incredible. I'm excited. You know what it could be? Honestly, like deer in our driveway.
True.
I wonder if like one of them banged into the door.
Maybe.
Dorks. House is completely armed now.
Okay.
No difference on the feedback.
I feel really, really.
Let me see
Yes,
something.
Daniel, I am paranoid. I don't know what to say. It has to be Liliana touched something. There's
I'm-
got to be. She does. She gets through everything because we have our bag over there, like by the piano, and she just gets her hands on it. We really just have to bring it in the basement because
I know.
we that's bad on
They're
us.
still hearing it. I mean,
Like,
it
is
doesn't-
it low? Like, describe this feedback. I need to know details.
is your thing muted?
What? I'm
Do
muted.
you have you are muted?
I'm muted on both ends. I'm muted on my computer, and I'm muted on the stream here.
I wonder if it's like a wire or something like that, or
I didn't do anything different.
maybe there's like I don't know.
But what is it though? What
I-
is it?
They say it's a hiss.
It's
I don't
a
know.
hiss.
I kinda-
It's Liliana's hissing in this.
Yeah,
She hisses
really.
at children at the playground.
That was sad. That was
It's
sad.
okay. Brian's giving details. It sounds like a whistle or a fire
I'm gonna
alarm.
look- That was sad.
It's okay. Brian's giving details. It sounds
Oh, I do
like a
hear it.
whistle or-
You know what? Yeah, I just heard. I do hear it's like a kind of like like a little high pitched like whistle, but I'm not really sure that that's us. I think it sounds like the processing of like the video or something like that. Maybe it's StreamYard tonight or something. But I mean my settings are the exact same as they always are. I mean I'll just turn that down.
All right. Did that help?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Is
soon.
it more me or more Mike too? or
They
is
said it's just both mics.
Okay.
But I mean, we're not going to sit here and troubleshoot the entire evening here.
No.
Let me try one more time. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the XLR cables are fine. Oh, let me see this actually.
Oh, is it that maybe? So Mike's checking his microphone right now. Like the top part, the cover on it.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. Anyway, it's not like horrible where you can't like listen to the show. He thought I watched some of the show last week and I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I blame
Blame
yeah,
Lily.
just blame Liliana.
Just blame Liliana because
But
that's
I
what we
don't
do.
I'll work on it this week. He goes, there, you fixed it.
And maybe it was the cover.
You know why? Because she touched the switches on the microphone.
We do blame Liliana because the cover on the microphone, she touched that. It was that.
I don't know.
All right.
I still kind of hear it when I
Yeah,
listen to it
whatever.
again. Anyway,
All right. Anywho,
let's talk about this Raw.
Yes, let's just dive right into it, everybody.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah, I know. It's not awful. Billy says so.
All
Anyway.
right. Well,
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, so this episode of Raw.
Yeah, we had a Raw to talk about.
Okay, so last week I was kind of excited, and I think everybody in the chat room was a little excited too, that WWE promoted ahead of time, finally, 3 matches that I was kind of interested in seeing. Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus.
Right.
The Miz versus John Morrison, for whatever reason I was interested in seeing that, and Eva Marie and Doudrop. And of those 3 matches, the only one that almost happened was Eva Marie versus Doudrop. I don't know. I don't know.
Why bother? If it's funny because when they don't promote, we're like, why are they promoting? Then they promote and they don't do what they don't fulfill their promotion. So it's like, just don't bother. Then just keep it consistent and don't even bother doing it. It's not going to happen. Yes, there are certain things you want to keep like suspense and you want to draw your viewers, and then you're like, oh, like a change in plans type of thing. But like, really? Come on.
Yeah, it was. I don't like that. I hate the false advertising. And Brian wants me to mention how I got into a Twitter war with Vince Russo tonight. I just, you know what? Like, oh god, Billy's grandma was gonna hear something bad. I think. I just don't like. I can't abide.
What are you doing right now? By the way.
Okay, so Vince Russo, former head writer of Raw.
No, I know that, but why are you? Never mind. Go ahead.
Why did I get into it with Vince Russo?
No,
today?
mention your story because I'm just utterly confused why you're fighting with people. But go ahead.
Because Vince Russo's a schmuck. That's why I'm fighting. I'm fighting for the integrity of professional wrestling. That's what I was fighting for.
But how did it start?
Because he's a liar. That's why it started.
But that doesn't explain anything.
Okay. All right. So I said, Vince Russo, the idiot, the absolute idiot who ruined wrestling, totally just killed it. Killed WCW.
Okay, just go on.
Single-handedly killed WCW.
Go on with your story, please.
Just killed it.
We don't need a backstory.
You know, Vince Russo is undefeated. He booked himself. He's never lost. He's never been pinned in a match. He's undefeated. He's such. Wow, he's an idiot.
I don't care. Just tell me the story.
I cannot. Okay, so I can't abide by Vince Russo. It's just a thing. I ignore him for the most part. But he said something that was so staggeringly dumb tonight. I couldn't resist. And he goes, "Straight wrestling will never draw a casual audience. It never has over the 30 years that I've been involved. The numbers over that period clearly demonstrate that, but yet nobody wants to or knows how to draw the casuals. Yeah, I still do. You've never drawn a casual. You've driven away real fans. You've never attracted us. I don't know a single casual that's ever been attracted by anything Vince Russo did. He has 40 terrible ideas, and in WWF, and Vince McMahon comes and says this one's the least terrible." And that's how they ran the Attitude Era. And then when this schmuck quits the company, doesn't even show up in person, just leaves, just randomly signs with WCW and worked with Vince McMahon all these years, calls him up and says, bro, I'm going to WCW, sorry. And WCW hands him the book thinking that he's this great savior. And he comes in and he books segments like 2 guys are in the back talking about the finish of their match.
You're still not talking about what happened
I'm telling you why
you're giving
he's
him
an
back.
idiot.
I don't even know why he's an idiot. Clearly, I'm reading in the chat
Book
right here. People don't like him. So can you just tell me what happened tonight? That does nothing for me.
So I read you the tweet. He claims that he can draw casual fans that only he has the answer. He's like Donald Trump.
Where's the fight? What's the fight?
So I tweeted back, "Please go away and stop with your shit takes on a genre you failed at booking when you were given the full opportunity. You were a failure then, you're a failure now, and you frequently talk out of your ass. How you've bamboozled fools into believing you is incredible, bro." I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it.
So what did you say?
That's
what what you said. So what did he respond back?
Then I started warring with some of his fans. I just couldn't. I just couldn't take it. I don't know if he maybe he addressed it on his Twitch. I don't know. He was doing a live reaction of Raw,
and he got mad at you. So, all right. You tend to piss a lot of people off
because I speak the truth.
You do. You really do. You piss a lot of people off.
Well, because
Mike has this tendency. It's actually kind of funny. But no, it is, and it is truthful. But there are certain things that when Mike like tweets back at certain wrestlers, and then they do respond back to because you trigger them. You trigger them because it's the truth, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to hear it."
Well, truth hurts sometimes, I guess.
Have we ever had?
Julie Charnett is in the chat room tonight.
Hello.
Julie is a frequent person that I interact with on Twitter.
Nice.
Knows her stuff, really enjoys wrestling, and does not like bad wrestling, just like I don't. So
there you go.
Julie here. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, Julie.
Wow. All right. Thanks for checking us out tonight, Julie. I hope I said your last name right, too. I'm not really sure if I did or not. It could be Charnett or Charnett. What do you think?
I don't know. I can't make it. I would guess Char. If you could confirm, Julie, that'd be great. That way we don't butcher your name.
Julie's a writer. She's actually a writer for a couple of different.
Now that you mention, I feel like you have mentioned her before to me.
She's smart. So I like.
Yes. Char, you were right. You were right. Okay. I apologize, Julie.
It's like I enjoy. I like like the Iron Sheik says, intelligent wrestling fan. Like I like intelligent wrestling fans. There's so few and far between. You know this. Anyway, Quentin Walter says I'm the voice of the voiceless, apparently. Anyway,
all right. Well,
I'm also the voice of being angry about false advertised matches. I don't understand. So they were advertising these matches. Basically,
Brett Farmer. Mike was hello. By the way, Mike was fighting with Vince Russo on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't like Vince Russo. I don't know. Today was just like a day, or just like I just wasn't having it. I just wasn't gonna have it. Anyway,
go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
So I don't know. They get away with so much stuff. It's like they just want to see how much they can get away with.
True.
It's like, I talk about how they advertise these 3 matches all week, basically heading into today's Raw. I mean, the preview on Wrestleview that Jerome pulled up last night. Let me just double check this, make sure I'm correct here.
Mm-hmm.
The preview that he pulled up had Lashley and Sheamus. So up until this morning, it was still Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus, and then you turn on Raw and it's like, oh, but like they cleared up the entire Raw preview. It's just U.S. Open Challenge and welcome to the show.
Right.
It's like,
I know. It's aggravating.
It's the company that they got away with it. They advertised Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, knowing full well for over a week that Sasha Banks
that wasn't going to happen.
Be able to do the match.
Right.
And we'll just debut Becky Lynch. Oh, I have an idea. We'll just give them a pay-per-view quality match, which I'm not complaining about that aspect of it. But it's just like, why do you treat your fans like they're dicks? You know why? Because they just keep rewarding them. That's why they get that's why they do it.
My issue with the whole thing is if you weren't promoting to begin with, why are you going to start now and then not do what you're going to do? Like if you started promoting and then you were actually following through with it and promoting, then great. Awesome. But if you're not going to follow through with the promotions, I forgot about that. Then I don't know. Why even bother? So that's my issue. But I think for the lack of advertisement, the show overall was pretty good. And again, we'll go into more detail as you kind of break it down about what happens. There were things that happened tonight that were good.
Oh yeah,
it did help people.
I'm not complaining about the show, and in fact, this obviously felt like a show that old man Vince. Happy 76th birthday, by the way.
Was it say his birthday?
No, but he's 76 now. 76. He must have his finger on the pulse of pop culture there. My grandma's 87. She knows all. She's doing great. I was talking to grandma just today. She was telling me about Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B.
Okay, you're obviously lying.
All these people, obviously the older. I mean, look, I know I'm being ageist. That's the last prejudice that we can have in this country. That's the one.
You can't. No, but you can't.
It's like I can make fun of other people without.
If you knew Mike's grandma,
it's terrible.
If you know Mike's grandma, you can't compare. You can't compare Vince McMahon with your grandma.
I think grandma's sharper than him. I think she is.
Oh my god, she's fine, Daniel. It's just that she's just not all there.
No, the problem is she is all there. She just has nothing to do.
That's to be debated.
The problem is she just has nothing to do, so she's all there just arguing about whatever she saw on Fox News. So.
Oh, hey, Triple H. It is Triple H at the door, by the way.
Good. So anyway, where the hell was I going with this? Oh yeah, Vince. So it felt like
76.
Yeah, I know. It felt like a show that he just like walked in on and was just like, "Oh, that's not gonna do, damn it," and just tore it up. Like, so whatever happened last week.
That is what happens.
Whatever happened last week that they set up, for Extreme Rules, which is going to be like Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. That seems to be done. They seem to be positioning Sheamus and Bobby Lashley. That there was no hint of that tonight. Arcade Bro was like moving. The only thing that like really stuck around is the fact that they're going to make Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash a tag team now, or Nikki ASH,
or Nikki Ass.
Nikki Ass. There's that. I hope not.
What did it say?
Well, I mean, actually, that wouldn't be bad. Maybe inheritance money would be pretty good. I would imagine. Especially when
he wouldn't give it to you.
Especially when they sell to Disney.
No, he would hate you.
Oh, he would hate me.
He would hate you.
He would hate me.
You would not have a good relationship.
Most of my family members don't really like me. They just kind of tolerate me, I think. Because I'm too,
you have a face that's like...
I'm too honest. That's my problem.
You have a face that's unlikable.
I don't lie. I just will not lie. How many times have I lied to you?
You've lied a couple times.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, so when we first started dating...
Oh, come on. That's so many years ago. I've changed.
You've lied about a few things.
You're lying.
Within the first couple months of dating, you lied to me.
You married me, so there you go. Dork.
I don't know why I
Anyway,
whatever.
So Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair is not happening now. Maybe they're saving it for a bigger show. I don't know. But Alexa Bliss nowhere to be seen tonight. Speaking of people who are nowhere to be seen tonight, we haven't seen Keith Lee in a while.
I think he's sick again.
I hope not.
I hope not either. But from what I gotta be honest, that really broke my heart when he did his video explaining what happened to him over the past few months. It's sad. It's really sad. He might be, he got cleared initially, right? And then when he came back, but then it's like he might have maybe he wasn't feeling good again. That happens.
I don't know. I haven't heard that, so I don't want to.
I'm not going to put that out there and
speculation from Wrestleview that we're saying that he's sick again. I mean, he might very well just be there and they have nothing for him. That is of an extremely high probability that that's the case.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, sorry, Keith Lee. You're this great talent. We got nothing for you.
Or maybe it's a little bit of both.
How about Asuka? I read a report that Asuka's been showing up and she's been leaving early because they have nothing for her. Asuka.
Yeah, so maybe you are right. Maybe he's just there and they have nothing substantial for him. So they're not gonna put him on TV if there's nothing there for him to do.
I watched that match with Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair tonight. And I'm like, well, yeah, we've seen Charlotte and Asuka have a gazillion matches, but it'd certainly be better than that.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so they kick off the show with Damien Priest out there. And I actually got in a few minutes late on Raw. So I started around like 8:04. And as I, turned off Nick Jr. that Liliana was watching and was switching to the USA Network, as the channel was loading, I go, I bet it's a promo. That's like 98% chance of
come
a promo.
on,
And of
really?
course,
That was not
Damien Priest cutting a promo.
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
So he comes out, issues an open challenge. Sheamus answers it. Then Drew McIntyre wants to have a U.S. title match, and then Bobby Lashley comes out and says that he now wants to be a double champion. So actually, that could be interesting for Raw in the fall.
Yes,
if Bobby Lashley is trying to dominate the entire scene.
Yeah.
And then RK Bro was out, so he was like, "Oh, maybe I don't want the United States title. Maybe I'll go for the tag title. I didn't say what title I want."
Right.
So Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville book Bobby Lashley and MVP versus versus RK Bro for the tag titles, and a triple threat with Damien Priest defending against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. And I heard that, and I was like, well, number one, again, they promise you something and they don't follow through.
Yeah, back to the false advertising.
And my immediate thought was like, well, they just booked themselves. They don't how are they going to get out of
this?
What wonky finishes are they going to give us?
What can they do
I
to
thought
change it?
I actually thought they would give us a finish for the tag title match. I just figured that MVP was going to take the pin, which is exactly what happened. But I thought for sure that something was going to happen in the Sheamus match, the Sheamus Damien Priest and Drew McIntyre match. I thought like maybe Jinder Mahal comes back and attacks McIntyre.
Random,
something stupid.
right.
But no.
Damien
Priest pins Bobby Lashley clean. Let's talk about this.
Well, it's very interesting because it kind of I mean, you said it in your you said it in a
don't
tweet.
trigger me, Julie. Don't do it, man. That sword, it's got to go. But the promising thing is that he's not swinging it around anymore.
Using it as a weapon.
That was death.
Yes.
It's not like it's not like he's standing like let's say that he has like Sheamus down in the ring and he has the sword, he's standing over like he's gonna just crush him and stab him right in the heart.
Terrible.
That would be stupid.
That would be really bad.
I never minded him coming out with the sword, but the second that he started swinging the thing,
the second he starts using it as a weapon, as a term of threatening people, that's a problem.
That was
like you're threatening to kill people.
I mean, like if like when he was swinging at Veer and Shanky, I get that WWE doesn't think very highly of them. You know, like they're like, oh well, just let them take the shot. But I don't think they understand that, like, if they, if you swing a sword and you hit somebody with it, you could, kill them.
If they,
and that would be murder.
That's the thing.
Television.
I'm fine with decoration. I'm fine with like the appeal of the sword, like part of that.
It'd be like Bud Dwyer on TV, like killing himself on national TV. It's like, wow.
But no, and when you start whipping it out as like, I'm threatening you with this, like I'll use it. I would be like, I don't want to go anywhere near Drew McIntyre. Get him away from me. Like the moment he came near me, I'd be like, get away.
And also, I mean, like at the very least, he's booked as a face, but what a poor sport. He gets attacked. Like I get it. I get that you wanted a title match and at Money in the Bank, but like,
hysterical.
Is that really something to murder over? No. What a poor sport. It's professional wrestling. Like, how did you not know that somebody's going to try to stop you from winning the title?
Oh my god!
Or winning the Money in the Bank
I'm actually crying right now. That's hysterical. I never really thought of it like that.
So it's like the most basic thing happened in wrestling where I was screwing around with a guy and then he came out and screwed me out of my match.
So that's right now with the sword.
Like instead of like just be like, oh, I'm gonna just fight you. I'm gonna fucking murder you. Like,
oh my god.
Hello.
Oh my god.
That's weird. That's just weird behavior. It's inappropriate.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not appropriate.
If Drew McIntyre came anywhere near you, would you go near him? No, I would go away. I'd be like, you know what, man? You're definitely unstable. I am going to go this way, and you go that way, and we won't speak. I will not interact with you.
The only time they ever used the sword that was like actually kind of, I guess, cool, was like when they did the contract signing at WrestleMania and or one of the 10,000 matches that Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre had, and he split the table in half with the sword. Yeah, I did it. Darn it. I said it.
Hun, you said it like 5 times already. I mean, like, I don't know why. Man. Like,
I'm sorry.
I mean, you said ass. You said the F word. You said like, let's be real.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand why you apologize. I really think that Grandma is cool with it. I really do.
So Brett is saying, I don't understand being upset about the sword, but yet things like Rikishi running over Steve Austin is okay, or any Jeff Hardy. But Jeff Hardy's not going to. I mean, like, if he's going to die at WrestleMania, it's going to be by his own hand. Like there's a way to do. There's a way to take a bump.
There's a way to die, and there's a way not to die.
The getting hit by a car thing was stupid. Okay, but you can organize that bump in a way that no one dies. There's no way that if you swing a sword at somebody's head and it hits them, that they're going to be not decapitated.
Randy made a good point just now. Pin it. Brett, he said, pin it so people can read it as I'm reading it. Brett, you can bump off a car and believably survive a sword. How could you believably use it? It's true.
I saw a TikTok of a guy riding a motorcycle. He had a dash cam, and he went through the intersection. This car ran a light and hit him. He wound up on the hood of the car, and then it was amazing. He stood up on the hood of the car, and the guy, the person in the passenger seat, in the driver's seat, is like, like this, and then he just like stomps his windshield. It was hilarious.
My friend
But you can survive.
My friend got hit by a car.
You can survive.
And honestly, she like really had nothing bad happen to her. I'm not saying go jump in front of a car and see what happens by any means, but she was fine.
No, you can't gimmick a sword. Like you like they have kendo sticks because they're not gonna like stab you through your heart. It's like you can gimmick a barbed wire bat, yeah, like baseball bats. You can make them into rubber, I guess. But when somebody gets hit with a baseball bat, I'm not expecting them to be split in half. Still, anyway,
it's just too threatening.
Anyway, look what Julie started here. Come on,
Julie didn't start this.
It's her first night in the room, and she got me triggered on the sword.
Julie
and now I'm in an
not-
argument with everybody
Julie-
about the damn sword.
Julie did not start this. You did this to yourself. Do not blame Julie. Julie did nothing wrong.
Terrible.
You started it, and
terrible.
you know we can't even get through
Shows up the tracks.
a segment without Julie. Don't apologize. Mike's an idiot.
Anyway, so the triple threat match was excellent.
It was.
And it's like it's almost like they did that thing where like WWE's like, okay, well, we did something supremely shitty, and now we're going to give them something good. Okay. Like and it's like, okay, triple threat match, just go out there and make it a pay-per-view quality match. And that's exactly what they did.
They did.
And you just know that they had no time to prepare this match.
Mm-mm.
Like I am 100% positive that the script of the show was torn up, and they were told like at like 7:45 Eastern Standard Time, in about an hour we're gonna put you guys on in a triple threat match. Enjoy.
Right.
Okay. And they did excellent.
They did.
It was a great match. And all right, Daniel Schell, here you go. Damien Priest was made to look incredibly strong in this. So like, look, I never said that I don't like Damien Priest. I said that I said he's not interesting. His personality doesn't really do anything for me. But I said I'm going to give him a chance on this U.S. title run. If he has 17,000 matches against The Miz defending the title, it's a loss.
Yeah, of course.
It's a total loss.
Of course, absolutely.
I even was like, when they booked Bobby Lashley versus Damien Priest last week, I was like,
yeah,
no, because historically, the United States title, whoever holds that championship, whoever holds that prop, spends a lot of their time looking up at the lights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe on this first night they're going to book Damien Priest to lose to Bobby Lashley. Right. But they made him look good. He even won that match by disqualification. And tonight he pins Drew McIntyre clean.
He did. What was great about the matches that if they really are going to go, and actually,
Daniel, I got to give it to you.
Yeah,
I have to.
Listen, I think
you were right.
I think with Damien Priest,
he can get over if they continue to book him.
If they book him like this,
and Julie makes a good point here too. I thought he was good on the opening promo as well. Like, yes, he's got like, if they keep it limited. I mean, if he's going to be cutting like long promos,
no, long-winded promos are not good.
But if he just comes out and does like his new age, Razor Ramon thing, I think that could be successful.
It's all about moderation.
Yeah.
And just strategic planning. Here's the thing. I never actively root for somebody to not be successful in the company. I'm not did I accuse you? I'm just saying.
Know.
No, I did not. I did not accuse you of anything. Okay. So calm down and slow your roll. I don't actively go into it and I'm like rooting for people to not be successful. I just want them to get the opportunity, and I just want them to be a little bit more strategic in their planning when it comes to these individuals. So no, Damien, the initial plan, right, with WrestleMania at the time, Bad Bunny was supposed to highlight Damien Priest and whatever, right?
That was a failure.
That was a fail. Did not work. And I think we all can agree on that. That
Bad Bunny was just so good.
Yes.
And I mean, okay. And the fact that they have Damien Priest doing these flips, which I still don't think he should be doing. He hurt his back going into WrestleMania, so even if they wanted him to have a bigger role at WrestleMania, he physically almost missed WrestleMania because of his back. Because he's doing all these stupid flips. He's too big of a guy to be doing stupid flips. So that also played a role in him not being as effective at WrestleMania. It also doesn't help that the next night they pinned him with Miz in his underwear.
Right.
That doesn't help anybody.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you're a Miz fan. Did that?
It did not help.
Who did that help?
Nobody.
Nobody
Nobody benefited from that. But that's what I'm saying. So that didn't
you
work.
You benefited from it. Miz was in his underwear, but nobody else. Nobody else.
I always benefit when Miz is in his underwear.
Okay.
Anyways, so what I'm saying is everything needs to be strategic because that didn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Things don't work. You move on from it. Don't let it linger for too long. Rework it, rewrite it, do what you need to do. And right now, if they continue with Damien Priest and don't do too much, let him shine, let him get over on people, plan it out.
Mm-hmm.
Be great. It can be great. And I'm not going to sit here and say everybody has an it factor and everybody can be successful with the right planning. Sometimes people, even with the right planning and the right tools, they can't just get themselves to elevate any further than where they are.
Yeah.
But if they book Damien Priest like they did tonight and they have a good path, he could be good. He could be good. I'm not going to say he's going to be amazing, but he could certainly be a good hand to have.
They've been looking for that Latinx star for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
When they signed Rey Mysterio in 2002, by 2004, 2005, they were looking for the next Rey. I think especially after Eddie Guerrero died, they were really looking for the next Rey Mysterio. Who could it be? They went with a lot of people. They tried their hand at the evil, repugnant, despicable Alberto Del Rio.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to say him.
Which kind of turns my stomach even saying his name.
I can't. No, he's an actual, he is. He is truly a bad freaking person.
He's
bottom line.
He's greasier than
he's worse than the scum I
could think.
He's disgusting.
The worst.
Horrible.
They tried their hand at Sin Cara. Great guy. I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah,
no problem with him.
I don't know problem with Sin Cara. Yeah.
I mean, the original Sin Cara was a jerk, apparently.
Oh, was he?
But Unico, when he became Sin Cara, I thought he did a good job. I mean, he did as good a job as he could possibly do. I mean, did they really make a great effort with the Lucha House Party? I don't think so.
No, except for that one time that they just got over randomly, and it was like, what?
Did they ever really, though?
Okay, in moments they did.
I don't think they ever did. Remember they did the Lucha House Party rules? Where it's like...
Remember they were telling people to scream it?
What's that?
Remember they were telling people to like...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was embarrassing. Yeah, maybe that's how they got over it. They just like do that. But remember the Lucha House Party rules where it's like they're the face team and they get to just pick any combination of people in their stable to just
my brother's here, everyone.
3-on-2 on the Revival. I was like, hello, they're the faces. You're not supposed to be doing that. I was like, so dumb. Remember Chavo Guerrero? He was aight. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chavo did something, I suppose. He was like there. Yeah, Randy's right. They tried with Kalisto for like a month.
Yeah,
he's not even employed by the company anymore. I think, right? I think wasn't he like one of the 9,000 that Khan?
I can't keep up. I really can't.
You gotta say hi to Mr. Vincent DiGirolamo.
That's my brother. I've been
Victoria's brother. My brother-in-law. But usually when I refer to Vin, it's brother, and I drop the in-law part. Vin's a good guy. We have the fantasy football draft next week. It's gonna be Carlito. That's right.
There you go,
How
Julie.
could I forget about Carlito?
Julie, you're just like on fire.
Right.
I think Quentin said this. You're like the MVP tonight. I agree.
Yeah.
Julie's definitely the
That's
MVP.
the quality content that we expect from our chat room here. Randy Durgola. They've launched Umberto Carrillo like 18 times now. Yeah, they launch him into like everybody's finishers. Like Paul Heyman was the only one who tried.
Yes.
Carrillo, and as soon as Paul Heyman was gone,
that was it.
He
didn't have a fair chance.
He was done.
No.
And you look at like what happened to Ricochet too. Like, why not me?
Don't get me started. That's not
you love
why
him.
not me. No, I don't. If I met him in person, I'd probably make fun of him.
Andrew, I can't even say like with Andrade that they even, tried to field the ball when he got up to the main roster.
That was terrible.
I think they just didn't get it, and they totally screwed that. How about this? They have, they're going with Damien Priest. That's who they're going with as their star here in that community, which it's a good pick. Yeah. It's a good pick. Yeah. I think it's cool when he when he says welcome, bienvenido to Monday Night Raw, or like whatever he said. I don't speak Spanish, but I thought that was good. It reminded me of like Eddie Guerrero when he would start his promos like orale SA or like whatever he used to say. Like that was horrible, by the way. But he would just like insert little like Spanish phrases into his promos, and it was great. And he did that. Damien Priest was doing that in his matches, in his promos. He's been doing that, but I thought it was really effective when he welcomed them to Raw, but it was like a bilingual welcome to Raw. I thought that was really, really effective. Andrade, they never did a good job with him. But on top of Damien Priest, they have a guy on the roster who shows up every week and wrestles on Main Event. Super, super talented. I mean, this guy is talented. And if they actually knew how to book somebody, which they really, like Damien Priest shows that they do know how to book a strong face, but they can't like book like a middling face. Like they just can't do that.
Right.
Angel Garza.
I know.
I knew you were going to say that. He has the look. He has the ability.
He does.
He's got the charisma. Like you saw a brief glimpse of it in NXT, and then when the pandemic hit, they started just calling up everybody to try to fill in gaps. But Angel Garza is another one. That's a great option to have. I mean, that is, it shows for as many people as they've released, they still have an embarrassment of riches that they're not even tapping into. And Angel Garza is 100% one of them. Mm-hmm. So that US title match, anyway, getting back to that, it was excellent. It was just an excellent match.
It was great.
And it's almost so good that I can't even, like, whatever bad I say about the show, none of it trumped how good that match was.
It was done really well. It was done really, really well. And it was strong and it worked. So anything in general that makes somebody look good and can benefit somebody, I'm all for.
Right. Let's go to the other big stuff the other thing that they advertised was Eva Marie versus Doudrop. So what did you think of that?
Does everyone really want to know?
We're obviously going to get it again. Why?
I just, I'm sad.
What was the point of that entire exercise?
Here's the thing. What makes me really upset about the whole Eva Marie thing, just in general, is just the fact that I'm just underwhelmingly disappointed by the everything that's been going on with her. From the moment she came back, I feel like it wasn't capitalized at the right time. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know what you mean. There was when she first left or whatever at the time, it was really strong. Like, they actually had like a good thing going with her, like cowardly, never really like having a match, like whatever, fine. And then when she came back, like, I was excited because I'm like, all right,
for Eva?
Yeah. But then I feel like the whole thing just botched because what they have her doing with Doudrop. It was like they're together, they're not together. The whole back and forth to me is just too inconsistent that I just don't see any sort of benefit for either one of them. I really don't. And people could disagree with me on that, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed by Eva Marie right now.
Well, Eva Marie's a terrible professional wrestler.
I know she's not great.
No, she's terrible.
All,
she's awful.
And I get that. But she was terrible coming out of it and going into it. But she had, I just don't feel like she's getting even that like genuine heat anymore that she was.
No, she's got the go away heat. She's got the X-Pac heat. It's like,
I felt like it was stronger though before.
It's a dangerous kind of heat where it's like people might choose to not watch like that segment and tune out, and then maybe not tune back. She's like that.
But I feel like it was even stronger when she was in it the company the first time. I feel like there's a lack of people.
Bret Favre makes a
care.
point here. They don't let any of their WWE superstars be good wrestlers. You want wrestling? You're watching the wrong show if you tune in the USA Network. This is true. We are not watching a professional wrestling show. We are watching a variety show that just happens to have people in the ring pretending to wrestle. But she's a bad professional wrestler. Still.
Yeah, no, I know, but there are bad professional wrestlers, but they have good characters. So not that you can excuse it completely, but you can kind of excuse it. Yeah. What did Uncle Billy say?
Billy says they didn't even give them enough time to win.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He's right about that.
This act. I mean, that's the one thing that I really didn't like. It's like, okay, if you're gonna do this act where Eva Marie never gets in the ring and has this proxy wrestle for her, and then she takes the wins, give them like 5-6 weeks of like running through a couple people and doing that before you start. They were teasing the breakup the second week.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the point I was trying to make. Like the whole thing was just very underwhelming because if you're coming, we know going into it, everybody knew coming into it, she wasn't overnight going to become this amazing wrestler. Even with her not being in years in the company, it's not like she was sitting there. This is somebody who's actively following her and like on her path after WWE at the time. She wasn't actively.
I've said this a million times.
Isn't it crazy how we talk? Yeah, of course.
I never understand that.
No, it wasn't like she was actively wrestling. She was pursuing other projects, whether it was with her fitness line.
I don't think she wrestled a single match.
She did. That's what I'm saying.
2017.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like she was
or 2016
leaving to better herself and in terms of this wrestling world. So I knew that coming into it that she wasn't going to be. That's why it was a
good idea to have Piper Niven being her proxy. Because she can't wrestle. I actually thought that they should have had her come back and do the exact same gimmick that she was doing in 2016.
Yes, exactly.
I thought because that was the Eva Marie that I thought was super effective.
Exactly.
And actually kind of fun to watch.
And people were genuinely, even though they were booing her but people were interested because you made a good point before.
It was cute, all the different ways that they got her out of the matches.
Exactly.
I like that.
You made a good point before about how this is almost at the point of people just don't even care that they might not even watch it. That she gets that type of heat where it's like you're not even interested. Me personally, I'm not interested. So I knew going into it she wasn't going to be this amazing wrestler coming back. I knew that.
It's gonna be horrible. I mean, she wasn't good before she left.
No, obviously. But what I'm saying is like, but I thought the character might have evolved a little bit. Or
you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, she made all those red carpet appearances with The Rock. And her acting is just as wooden as ever on television.
She's just not
like she's a terrible actress. I mean, she's just bad.
It's just not
like the facial expressions.
I'm just not
when she got crushed by Piper Niven or what's the stupid name again?
Dewdrop or whatever. Yeah,
when she got crushed by Dewdrop, it was like she didn't even like sell it. Like
no,
she should have sold it like she was like a pancake. Like.
I wanted the Eva Marie
awful
that like we knew she was bad, but she was.
But it was like they leaned into it.
Yeah,
it's like she's bad. Yes, we know she's bad, and we're embracing that. We're running embracing with it because that's going to be part of the appeal.
That's what I'm saying. It's just it's very underwhelming, and it had potential to be again not great, but something.
Right.
It was something. It was something to add to the women's division.
All right. Here's a serious question.
Oh God, what?
A real serious question.
Why are you asking me questions?
Why are we wasting so much time talking about Eva Marie?
Because I know. You know what? And I'm gonna say this right now. I feel like we do talk about the women's division, but we don't talk about the women's division.
Well, we're gonna talk about the women's division here this next.
We are. But the reason why I get so passionate about this stuff is because it does need to be talked about. Because these are the things that, again, this Eva was Marie. An element. No. This is.
You think Eva Marie's done?
This is okay. Can you just let me finish?
Huh?
The reason why I want to talk about it. Shut up! I don't want to see your freaking face like that. I really don't. I don't want to see your face like that.
Right,
what?
Fine,
Excuse
fine.
me?
Do your thing.
The reason why you need to talk about it is because it could have added another element to the women's division that was what we don't have. It's not a strong division right now. So something like that was a little bit different from what's currently happening with the same matches and they have nothing and no characters and everything else. This could have been something different. And it's not. So F you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Julie's saying that Stephanie abandoned us. I think I do think that there has been a power change in WWE, and I think that Bruce Pritchard has and whoever else has finally won out, and Paul Levesque and Stephanie McMahon are no longer big time power brokers, and if anything, they're just more figurehead faces, for this company. But I don't see any of Stephanie's influence, and Triple H obviously has been completely and totally neutered.
Yeah,
by Nick Khan and Bruce Pritchard and whoever else. It's kind of amazing.
Now we can continue.
All right,
now you
so
can move
let's
on.
continue talking about the women's division. So we have this non-title match. Here's another thing that I forgot to bring it up on Twitter, but that awful branding that they were giving, matches where people are facing the champion, where it was like a championship contenders match. That was awful branding. I hated that. Everything was a championship contenders match. It was just embarrassing. It's like, oh, if they beat the champion, maybe they'll get an opportunity at the title. It's like, if you beat the champion, you should be the champion.
Right.
Like, hello? Like, that just makes your show look even dumber. So they dropped that at least. Technically, in their ideas that they had 3 weeks ago, Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair is a championship contenders match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hated that. But I actually really didn't like this match either. It was I don't know what the hell happened here, but this is the news that everybody was talking about on Twitter tonight.
Yes.
Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair were having a match, but something happened where Nia Jax is stiff. There, she's extremely stiff. But something happened where I noticed it. I noticed when it happened, and I think this is probably what caused this. If they really did get into a fight, there was a spot when they came back from the commercial break, and you can go back and rewind this. Nia Jax was kind of like, I think she was just giving her a couple of strikes, and then all of a sudden, just like a forearm that. You could see her face just like get distorted, and then the ligaments just pulled everything back together.
Yes, it did.
Like, she absolutely rocked Charlotte Flair. Now we know that Nia Jax has a history of being a little rough and a little clumsy, and I think she rocked her pretty good. And then, after a few moments, Charlotte was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you your receipt now." So Nia was on the ground. Charlotte kicked her like directly in the forehead. And it went down from there. She kicked her right in the forehead and covered her. And Nia kicks out, doesn't even let the referee count and just gets up. And it's like, well, that's not how you sell a kick to the head. And then they started jaw-jacking with each other. And, I think Charlotte was trying to just make it seem like it's part of the show. And she rocked her with 2 slaps. And Nia just takes little Charlotte Flair, because compared to
they're different size.
She's tiny, and just pie faces her right into the ropes, and shit was happening. It got ugly, and then Charlotte's like, okay, well, let's try to get back to the match. We're on TV. Hits the ropes, tries to pull herself onto Nia's shoulders to counter a Samoan drop that Nia's not even trying to give her. It's like, what is going on here? And then they just stumbled and bumbled into a side leg sweep, and then they finished the match kind of without incident. The only other thing that happened, though, Nia was booked to win this clean with a power bomb. Nia was this was vicious. If you go back and watch this power bomb, it was one of the stiffest power bombs I've seen since Brock Lesnar was power bombing the hell out of Spike Dudley during his debut in 2002. If you remember when Spike got all those power bombs, he had bruises on his ribs. I would love to have an update on Charlotte Flair after that power bomb, because that was so stiff. You could almost hear the planking in the ring crack. She crushed her. And then that was the finish. So Charlotte, what's Charlotte going to do? Be unprofessional and kick out? She took the pin, and then Nia is just standing. I mean, you can see her face was kind of like red, bruised up a little bit, and then she just walks. It looked like it got real there.
I think what happens is
that's what people are talking about. Chat room, what do you think happened in there?
I think, women, we tend to let things escalate.
Not you. Never mind.
Not me. Certainly not me.
Not you.
Not me. I don't, I'm perfect. I'm a perfect angel. But what tends to happen is something happens and then you're like, whoa. And then you react and they react and then you react and they react. I don't know what the hell happened though, that it went down like this for it to get as intense as it got. Who knows? Is there a possibility that they were arguing about backstage about something and then they were like, all right, we'll just whatever, like we'll just have our match, not a big deal, we won't let it get to the best, and then like it got real in there, then they kind of just took it out on each other? Do you know what I mean? Like, look, that they were arguing initially. I don't know.
Just like in any profession, we all work with somebody that we're not the biggest fans of. You would expect professionalism.
Of course you would.
I think it's something. I think it's something that happened in the ring. I mean, I'm just guessing, but it looked like she rocked her with that forearm, and then Charlotte gave her a receipt, and then it just got on. And I don't know if Nia was like, look, I gave you a stiff forearm, give me like a stiff club to the chest or the back or whatever, but don't kick me in the head. Did you hear about this? Julie's saying that they have history where she hears.
Julie, I haven't heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't take them being the best of friends, if I'm being honest with you. Because being who Charlotte is, obviously she's incredible. I'm just saying in the ring, she really is. Nia for me has always been back and forth, right? Like I liked her. I like her character currently. You know what I mean? Like I like her character currently because she seems like she was having fun with it. And we talked about that last week. Like she seems like she's her true self. Like
last
with
week
her
was my favorite version of Nia Jax I've ever seen.
Yes, absolutely.
Stuff that was awesome.
Yep, and I like that side of her. But she's always been back and forth with me. I always thought she had potential, but I think like being who she is and who she's related to, I think that obviously helps her, Well,
that's the thing.
And I think that
they're kind of both protected by the fact that they're related that they have famous siblings.
Right. And I think that's
famous parents or famous family.
Yeah, famous family. And I think that their egos probably get the best of them a little bit, and they probably can't, that there's probably always been tension there. So it really wouldn't surprise me because it's like Charlotte thinks she has pull. Nia thinks she has pull.
Also, don't forget, like, they grew up in and around the business. So sometimes things happen in the ring and you settle it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like that happened. Maybe it's like instinct of being like, a second or third generation or whatever they are, and it just got physical real quick. But unfortunately, what it did was it also pulled the match apart, where they were scrambling.
We'll get sloppy, because when it's not obviously
it wasn't great already.
No, when you don't get real about it. But I think that Julie makes a good point that it could be like the beef that they had, because when you're looking at Charlotte, I think she thinks like you're not as good as you think you are. You know what I mean? Like I think Charlotte really does think, and she should. I mean, that she's the best.
You know what they're doing? They're booking her. Obviously now Nia is going to win the title. I'm just convinced that Nia is going to win the title, and then Charlotte's going to win it back so that they can get to 15 or 16.
Yes, so she can get
I don't know if they want Charlotte to tie the record at WrestleMania or break the record at WrestleMania, but they're trying to get as many titles on her as possible to get that so they can do their history thing at WrestleMania. I don't know how long Charlotte Flair is for the WWE. I don't know how much longer she has on her contract and stuff like that, but they're really pushing to get this. It seems like they are
to get her get
as many titles, which begs the question of why they eliminated the NXT Women's Championship from her reigns, because then you could actually have a substantial title, run without having to just trade it.
Right, would have to trade back and forth. Yeah. I don't think I really don't. I think well, and also too, like as much as I like Nia's personality, just again on social media, I don't know her personally, you know what I mean? But she can rub people the wrong way. There were moments I know you're gonna think I'm crazy. There were moments on Total Divas that I feel like were a little bit stop. I don't like when you do that. I really don't.
But you're talking about a scripted reality show.
No, I don't like when you do that.
Okay.
I really
Come
don't.
on.
There were moments where I could genuinely see her pissing people off. And I feel like certain people can't come back at her because they do say to themselves, like, okay, well, she's related to, you know who she's related to.
That makes a good point. You know, now that, you know, Andrade and her father are out of the company, if she were to leave and then, you know, break the record, you know, for another company, like, you know, because Ric Flair's 16 world titles, it's like NWA, WCW, and WWF. You know, 3 companies combined. Perhaps, you know, that's why they're hot-shotting this. Maybe she doesn't have a lot of time on her contract left. Go on, finish up about Nia. But I want to make that point.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point because, well, it's a very good point just too in general. I think what they're trying to do is keep Charlotte very happy, and it's a matter of who do we
think that's possible.
But no, I think they want to keep.
When he was quitting, was like complaining about how she was booked. And do you think that he's the only one complaining?
I'm not saying that. Of course, I'm not saying that. But what the point is,
they have 6 women.
What the point I'm trying to make is the fact that I think if they're going to pick somebody to keep them happy, it's going to be Charlotte over Nia Jax.
Of course.
That's just the root of it because Charlotte is just a better wrestler and she's a better.
Well, I also think that they think that, you know, Nia's not going to go.
Nia's not going anywhere.
I don't know if Nia survives in another company. Maybe, you know, like one of those like all women's promotions.
She knows where her bread is buttered. She knows where her bread is buttered.
Yes, I agree.
You know, because let's put it this way: The Rock wasn't going. You know what I mean? The Rock's not going to show up at AEW. Yeah. That's just not happening. Right. Like if he's going to do anybody a favor in the wrestling world, or you know, and not even a favor, but if they're gonna, he's going to get paid. He wants to get paid by WWE. That's where his market is, you know. Because he's a little bit more mainstream.
Honestly, part of me thought, you know, when I was watching Nia rough her up a little bit, I was like, is this payback for her going to Mexico to see Andrade have his match against Kenny Omega? Just my weird mindset. I just don't trust anything this company does anymore because they lie so much. And I was like, is Nia a hit woman to punish? I'm just putting it out there. I mean, like that was one of my thoughts. I was like, because she was at that event. Obviously not WWE sponsored.
I'm telling you, I think that it's very much real. It really is.
Brett's just dropping, like, you know, it's just like we have a couple people just dropping bombs in the chat room tonight, and Brett's one of them. Like they don't care about her happiness. They're trying to use all the steam they can get out of her character. The record is one of the last things they can do with her.
Yeah, they can. It's
you know,
true.
And they like, you know, those wrestling history things. Like, you know, it's not enough for like Ric Flair to be the 16-time world champion. They have John Cena tie it, which is fine. I mean, John Cena deserves it. He's an all-time legend, all-time great. But they, you know, they want her breaking it because that's going to be like their, you know, crown jewel, if you will. But you know, it's like you know, like they had to beat the streak eventually. If it were up to me, the streak would have never ended. You know, like that was such a draw. And you know, after the streak ended, you know, it's like the next year, like WrestleMania, or like the next year or the year after, like WrestleMania goes to like 8 hours long, and without the streak to look forward to, here's a serious question. Is there has WrestleMania been good without the streak since?
No.
I'm
just a little confused by something right now.
I have no idea how
I have
said could be
not at all.
Could be misconstrued as
no clue.
Who?
Okay. Yeah. No, it hasn't been.
No,
it hasn't been the same.
I don't think so.
Because it was kind of one of those things where it was notorious for, like, you were looking forward to it. You knew that was a match that was most likely going to be there, right? And you wanted it to happen.
Right.
So.
Right. I don't know. So anyway, that was just a weird happening in that match. So
yeah,
interesting. Let's go on talking about this show. We have our, let's see if there's anything else interesting. We'll get back to all the quick hits, but we're talking about the main segments for tonight. Got the triple threat. I got that. I guess we're talking about the main event. So RK Bro versus Bobby Lashley and MVP. I actually like this. I saw like online that people were talking about this like being like mistimed or something like that. Like people seemed off, but I thought everything was super crisp.
What do you mean by mistimed? I'm not
like there was just things that were just look clunky. I didn't see any of that in this match.
I didn't particularly see any of that.
I thought it was well done. I thought they did a good job, and it seems like, I mean, yes, I think they're still positioning RK Bro to face AJ Styles and Omos because they were certainly out there, and they, I think they. Did they take out AJ Styles? I can't remember now. Let me check the end of that. No, Styles was just oh no, he did. He gave Styles a suplex on the commentary table, and I forget what happened to Omos. Oh yeah. So Riddle hits Omos with a baseball slide, and Styles gets the back suplex on the commentary table. So they're still positioning them there, but they seem to be teasing like something with like Riddle and Bobby Lashley. And Randy Orton with Bobby Lashley as well. So maybe they're setting up some, RK Bro. I don't know if they keep the titles or what they're doing, but Lashley seems to, like they seem to be pairing those two up there instead.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It could be. Really either way. I think that they're doing really well with this though. I for one am all about just any type of interaction that these guys are having together. So
absolutely. You're all right.
No, I'm not all right now. I think that was I'm actually a little confused. So whatever.
What, this idiot making a stupid comment?
Yeah, I would just know. I don't know. Like, because I'm really trying to wrap my head around that, like, what the hell was even said to even be. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Don't make comments like that.
It's just
call you out. Sorry.
Well, people are fucking idiots. I mean, like, what can I say? It's like
no. I'm just
like,
no.
Like
I'm saying you can't
like
make. I'm saying you can't.
Sensitive.
No, you can't make a statement like that, and then like there's no context. Nothing was said. So like seriously, don't make stupid comments like that in the chat room. I'm telling you right now, ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's just that.
Nothing inappropriate was said at all.
Yes.
So there's nothing for you to even make a comment like that about. So get out of the chat. Nobody wants you here. Bottom line.
He's gone.
Good. Go away. Sorry. You can't make statements like that.
I know that triggered you. You were
no, because you know what it is, because you don't make statements like that because nothing was said. If something was said, then there'll be an apology to make and to be whatever. But there's nothing that was said because I'm literally listening to you. I'm actually listening to you, actively listening to you, and I feel like a chat went in the uproar.
If this person knew what I do, like for my actual real job, they'd be fucking embarrassed.
If this chat, if this chat room would be in an uproar, we have very vocal people. Even though we're friends with everybody in here, we have very vocal people in the chat room. If you said something, they would call you out. So that's why it's like, come on, get out of here. Don't make stupid comments in the chat room.
Don't get her riled up.
No, don't get me riled up because I'll come after you. So, and that's the truth.
That's just it was. I mean, it was stupid.
It was dumb, but I don't like that even in the chat.
It was like, oh, you said something I don't like.
So, right, but you can't deem something that you don't like as racist, though. That's actually not okay.
I'm going to weaponize the word.
That's not what it's used for. There's real racism that happens in this world. Don't use it in terms of context because you don't like something. I don't like a million things, but I'm not calling it racist.
I've never ever like been called that before in my entire life. That's actually incredible. That just happened.
Come on, get out of here.
I don't know.
Bye. Sorry, I don't like that at all.
I mean, like my day job is all about inclusivity and diversity.
So is mine.
I know, we do the same job. Yikes. Anyway, Julie coming to the rescue here. We're good. We're good. There's nothing. I don't, like, what the hell did I say?
I don't know. That's what I'm literally trying to think. I'm
was
like,
was it like
ooh.
that I said that Nia could go to like, you know, in like Japan and be in an all women's
You didn't
promotion?
say anything like that.
I did. That's not a racist thing. They
Again, you don't like someone's opinion. Don't call it racist.
They have women's promotions in Japan. All women's promotions in Japan. Like,
if you don't like something, you can't just say shit like that. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
That's not. Sorry. I'm really okay. I'm good now. I'm done.
Whatever.
Anyways, I'll get back to my actual opinion on the main event.
Yeah.
No, I really, because I was a little distracted. No, I did like it. I actually am a little confused by, like you said, like people said it was like mistimed. I didn't see any clunkiness at all. I found it to be enjoyable. In terms of your idea of what could possibly happen with the Lashley and Riddle and everything else, I'm for it. Yep. You know, it's good. I just like the way that they're booking these guys. You know what I mean? Like I do genuinely believe that
I love everything about RK Bro.
Yeah, I like everything about RK Bro, but I also, I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say like Lashley's reign has been perfect. You know what I mean? There's definitely been some like, but there's overall, I've liked his reign.
It's not been bad.
No, it hasn't been bad.
Even like the stuff with like Goldberg.
Yeah.
Like obviously they're gonna pay that off at Crown Jewel, and I don't think it's gonna be a title match. So I'm actually kind of interested because like they booked this in a way that, you know, like he attacked Goldberg's son. So if Goldberg doesn't, I mean, like, I don't know how many matches. Like I think if Goldberg wrestles a third match this year, it'll be at Saudi Arabia. And I think that will leave him with one match left on his contract. And they'll probably want to do like a WrestleMania retirement thing, maybe. And I think that if you have Bobby Lashley beat him when he's trying to avenge his son.
Yeah.
And the only reason the only reason that he beats them is good night.
Bye, Julie.
And the only reason they beats him is because, well, it's a title match. You know, like that would significantly weaken Goldberg for his final match on his contract. I really do believe that. So maybe they make it not for the title in Saudi Arabia, so Bobby Lashley can be pinned because it's a non-title match. Technically, a championship contenders match.
Okay. But
he said that he's not coming for the WWE title anymore. He's coming for Lashley's soul. And Saudi Arabia is a great place to steal souls. You can murder somebody. He can dissolve them in acid before the pay-per-view's over.
Don't say that though. It's racist.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Okay, don't say that. Yeah, no, I agree with you. That would be that. Honestly, if they do pan it out like that, that would be the best. Because that way, you know, does anybody really need to see Goldberg with the title? No, and you know, as he shouldn't be, because it's in his contract. He doesn't want it. He's not a full-time employee. So I do
wonder how they're going to close the Goldberg chapter, though. I don't know if I don't know if he's completely worth like signing to another like $2 million a year deal. I don't know. Certainly not cheapo Nick Khan would go for that.
I don't know. But yeah, overall, I really like Lashley's reign. Like I said, there's some stuff I'm like, it's okay. But
well, when they were doing the Lashley's ladies and stuff like that was just dumb.
Well, yeah,
as soon as they dropped that and they got back before live crowds and they had Lashley kill Kofi Kingston, and I thought it was excellent.
Because you know what it is? Excellent. He's just a powerhouse. Like he doesn't need like the show and the performance of like these ladies and whatever. He himself is, you know, a character, like his stature and his ability. So for me, I'm like, you know, that works. And yeah, I thought it was a good main event. I did. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was fun.
And
yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right. So going back to quick hits here.
We kind of talked about Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler, right? I mean,
we did and we didn't. I mean, it was, you know, I'm trying to think here. What was I going to say about that initially?
Well, I mean, actually, I didn't think it was a bad match.
No, it wasn't a bad match. It was just, you know, it was like there.
I actually thought it was above average. You know,
see, it was just kind of there for me.
I thought it was above average from like the usual women's match that they'll give you and stuff like that. But it's like such a far cry. It's so far removed from what they were doing in NXT.
Yeah.
You know, when I think back to that December 2019 match, where they built the whole. I mean, like they built that rivalry perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and built Shayna Baszler's title reign,
Right.
culminating at
Right.
well over 150 days,
Right.
and they do this big main event, and people were excited about it. I think that's the one night that they beat AEW in viewership.
Yes,
Not rate,
yes.
not the demographic, but viewership. They beat them
Viewership,
that night
right,
because
right,
everybody
right.
was excited about
Right.
Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler.
course.
And they had a great match.
They did,
They had
and
a
they did.
really, really good match.
They did.
This is a far cry from what they were doing.
Yeah.
But still above average.
Well, see,
above average for what they usually let Shayna Baszler do.
Okay, that I will agree with you on for sure. To me, it was just there. It really was. I genuinely just feel bad for Rhea Ripley because they botched her so bad. But what are you gonna do? At this point, we've exhausted that topic so many times.
I know. Absurd.
So we had a tag team match with the Viking Raiders versus Jinder Mahal. And Veer Shanky. Sorry, I heard. Did you hear that? Like, was it a coyote outside? Like, all this strange stuff is happening. There's definitely something going on right now. Oh god,
Brett Farmer with the good comment.
What happened?
Just there is an improvement for Raw.
Yes, you're right. You're so
good.
right.
That's pretty good.
I have to say, I agree. I think honestly, your tweet really summed it up for me. The guests are trying to rebuild the Viking Raiders for the 10th time. They're such a great duo.
You're talking about Jinder Mahal and
with the Viking Raiders. I wish they get a legitimate opportunity to do what they do. I think that is the perfect way to sum it up. Because
that's all they were doing.
That it really is, because it's been so back and forth with them. And the moment that they got on, it was like, there is something really special about them. They are dynamic. They work well together, and they're really good in the ring. But they just never had them connect consistently and had the opportunity to really like push them the way that they should have, I mean, don't get me wrong, what they were doing with the Street Profits and everything at the time was right. It was great. And I liked it. And it was funny because I didn't think like something like that they could do and be funny about it and whatever. But I do. If they could give him an opportunity and be consistent about it, I would be all for it. I just get very weary about getting behind something and enjoying anything like with the Viking Raiders if they're not going to be consistently doing it. That's my only thing.
Brett's asking, what's the possibility they put the belt on Goldberg and try to get it on Mahal again? I don't know. I mean, like, it seems like, like Mahal got that like 3-week Vince McMahon push, and then like Vince McMahon and his ADHD were like, okay, I'm tired of this, and let's just have Drew McIntyre kill him at SummerSlam. And now Jinder's really doing nothing. Jinder was part of this essentially a tag team squash match where he was the squash tag team. So I don't know if they're going in on Jinder again. I don't know if they do that.
I don't know.
But I don't think they put the title on Goldberg again. I mean, they made it pretty clear that whenever he faces Lashley next, it's not going to be for the title.
Right.
Which opens it up to, Goldberg, a face, going over in Saudi Arabia, which is, I mean, look, if you're going to fly all the way out there and do this show, and they get paid more, they make more at those shows than they do with their WrestleMania. That's how much money they get. It beats whatever they do for WrestleMania in the States. So if you're going to go over there, and again, whether you agree with it or not, I don't think that it's appropriate for them to go over there, especially after what happened last time where they were held hostage, and that's not a joke. No. In October, November 2019. If you're going to go over there, these people haven't seen wrestling in. By the time they get back, it'll be almost 2 years since they've seen a wrestling show.
Yeah,
there.
It has been. Yeah,
give them Goldberg going over.
Yeah. Who knows? And honestly, there's so many different things that they can do. And you mentioned a few before, so we'll really see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
We had our Karrion Kross match versus Humberto Carrillo.
What? Okay.
Talk about this.
Okay. This just, I mean, like I put another strong win for Kross, but the more I think about it, it's like, why the hell has he been beating Jeff Hardy and Ricochet in less than a minute? I mean, Jeff Hardy,
right?
Beats him in less than a minute,
right?
Beats Ricochet in less than a minute last week, and this week he goes almost 5 minutes with
With
Humberto
Carrillo. I know.
Carrillo,
That was very
and
odd to me.
That 5 minutes felt like 25 minutes.
It really
was
did.
a horrible match. And I don't know why Carrillo got in so much offense.
I don't know either.
That
made
no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I was
None.
actually gonna kind of combat you a little bit on that, because you said in your tweet how you felt like it was a strong win for Cross. I felt like it was a win.
It really wasn't
not strong.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Just because, like you said, with Ricochet and Hardy, it was like a minute, and that's good. You want that, right? But why is Carrillo getting that much anything?
It's like Billy texted me, and he's like, are they doing a thing with Cross and Carrillo? It's like, oh god, I hope not. I hope not.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that just didn't make any sense. And also, one of the commentators, they're all idiots. But they just go, Karrion Kross is battling an experienced opponent tonight in Humberto Carrillo. It's like, what, Ricochet and Jeff Hardy aren't experienced?
No,
Jeff Hardy's a former
apparently
WWE
not.
champion.
Apparently,
who does anybody edit what they say?
No.
Like do they have like any editing ability in their own brains before they say something?
No.
Or they just fed lines and they just say
Jeff Hardy is a rookie. He hasn't been here very long. Just so everybody knows.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Again, Brett doing his thing.
Yeah, Brett's just
women's division is an excellent example of why the roster split should end.
Yeah.
It's like
there's not enough, by
like,
any means.
Josh Boutwell, last week, somebody was like, "Oh, Raw's in." Oh no, when Josh was in the chat room last week. So Josh goes, he goes, "Where was Raw tonight?" And somebody said San Diego, and he goes, "Oh, do they have Rey Mysterio there?" And they go, "No, he's on SmackDown." He goes, "This brand split is so stupid."
Yeah, it is.
Like, how are you in San Diego and you don't have Rey Mysterio there? That's the hometown guy. It's crazy.
Listen, there's a lot of things.
The brand split it is terrible. It's just really bad.
It's just when you have a lot of people
and think about like how happy that would make NBC Universal, because now that they have this roster split, it's like, oh well, they're gonna put every single star they have on SmackDown, and Raw just gets the scraps. Now if you have like Roman Reigns appearing on the show, and so everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
Everyone would be happy. Everybody. It would, because you are getting everybody. You are.
I know.
All right, we had Omos with AJ Styles versus John Morrison.
Atrocious.
Just dumb. It was really just bad. I don't understand why. And did it really need to happen? No, it didn't. There was no reason for it to happen tonight. So I don't even think we should even talk about it any further.
It was just horrible. I mean, if you're looking for a match that something could go wrong, it did at almost every single aspect of it. It was horrible. A terrible match.
Just really dumb. And then we have AJ Styles.
Should not be in singles matches.
No,
he should not.
He should really just be a feature and not
right. Right.
Like an attraction here and there.
And then just because we had to fill up time, they have AJ Styles take
with Xavier Woods. Yeah.
It's like I've seen them have better matches. They were not.
I can't really remember the matches, to be honest with you.
I've seen them have good matches.
Yeah.
But tonight was not one of them. Tonight was absolutely not one of them.
Just didn't connect.
It was clunky. Like the crowd was just dead. It was just there. You felt like you were watching this and they were just trying to fill time.
Oh yeah,
that's how it felt.
Absolutely, and that's definitely what they were doing.
The only thing that I really liked about this Styles and Woods match is like they do that thing all the time. Like I can't remember the last time AJ Styles has won with a calf crusher. I cannot remember the last time. Hopefully somebody can fill me in, but they do that thing where he applies the calf crusher and then they scream and then they claw toward the ropes and then they do the big drama and then they get to the rope. Right. Well, this time they had Xavier crawling toward the ropes, and he's almost there, and he can't take the pain anymore, and he taps out. I thought that was a really good finish. I thought that was well done. I thought, because everybody's conditioned when you watch this show that's like, okay, submission gets put on, it's not his finisher, so we're gonna get him to the ropes and he'll break it up. Do the big drama thing and. Rope break. No, this time I thought it was kind of creative, and it's now that we've seen it, it sets up for like that surprising finish sometime in the future. I thought that was a good move by them to do that.
Absolutely. Mashoon, because he said no Miz was on the show tonight. He's filming something right now, so
if they know that he's filming something, why advertise him last week as facing John Morrison?
I don't know. That's what that confused me. And I
what is he filming? Not another Marine.
No,
Please.
it was just I actually feel like it was something.
Movie.
I just feel like it was something for MTV, believe it or not. But they already well, no, he was on Cribs this week, but that's not what they were filming. They filmed that a while ago. I feel like it was something for MTV. He didn't really go into specifics, but he said he was filming. So
okay, that's
what, oddly specific and not specific all at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. It's just okay. Anyway, let's go to the chat room and ask you what you thought of this show. And I'll ask you as well, Victoria. What did you think of this show?
My mind didn't change from assessing it, so I actually will give it a thumbs up because there were between that triple threat match. I just really liked it, and I felt like it was good overall. I felt like it just benefited Damien Priest, and I liked Viking Raiders. Even though like I said, I'm a little weary about their
squash matches.
Yeah,
do for me.
But
yeah, I thought the triple threat was so good that it was like you cannot dislike the show.
Yeah,
I thought the triple threat was that good,
mm-hmm.
and I thought the main event was good.
And I was kind of intrigued. Like, I know it was not great, the Nia Jax Charlotte Flair, but I was
same thing.
Intrigued by it for
sure.
Same thing.
I mean, we're talking about it, so I mean, it's even though the match was terrible, you kind of have to watch it. You kind of do.
Daniel, I don't know. He hasn't texted me yet what he had for dinner tonight.
So the people on Twitter, we got a 63% thumbs up for this show. A rare thumbs up from the Twitterverse. Uncle Billy here says up. Machine Wall says up. Brett Farmer, thumbs down. Trying to get clean again. No more Raw for a while. That SummerSlam build was enough to sicken me for a while.
I'm sorry, Brett.
Well, I mean, especially after they false advertise, I can totally and completely
I got
why
it.
You'd want to, get the
I
hell
got
out of
it.
there. Thumbs up. Priest for the push. RK Bro is the best thing on Raw, and the brand split make wrestling great again. Okay. Daniel Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Torcola, I miss enhancement talent. I don't mind squash matches, but it doesn't help people when you want to have actual characters.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's a very good point.
Look, they're going to places that are obviously open. There are wrestling schools in the area. Call them up and see who's not working. Get them the Raw. Crush them. It's like, do your thing. You know what? Like, the only thing I can think of is they're probably just still weary about bringing in strangers.
Yeah, I think so. I really think that.
And it's like God forbid, it's like, okay, well, we have a COVID outbreak, and it's because we bought in this jobber from local wrestling school.
Yeah. They should just
But I hope once we get further out of this pandemic that
we'll get the random jobbers
start
again.
Doing that again. Like get like random police officers and stuff like that. Like guard people.
They just get people off the street, like, hey, you're in the area, right?
Quentin Walters, thumbs in the middle for Raw, but watching this broadcast, thumbs up. All right. Thoughts on NXT's new logo? I hope they got a toaster with that piece of garbage.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Looks like Jackson Pollock threw up on an NXT logo.
Can't.
It's
I can't.
The rebrand. It's like somebody tweeted me tonight. It was kind of amazing. They go, imagine watching this show and thinking that NXT is the problem and needs to be revamped. I was like, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I am still just confused on how Raw started. It's like, yeah, I know, an open challenge that was answered, but the WWE officials.
He's got a point.
The WWE officials still had to come out and make it official.
He's got a point.
Randy says that the NXT logo would be perfect if NXT were moving to Nickelodeon on Saturday morning.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Uso's little brother just got hired by the WWE to the Performance Center. I predict he'll be the one to defeat Reigns. Wow, that'd be something.
Wait, V left, right?
V's gone, yeah.
Oh no, because I had to message him later. Kurt Angle and Ember Moon will be on that show, his favorite show, Ryan's Mystery Playdate.
Well, I mean, I think that was taped long ago.
No, I'm just saying. So I had to tell him about that. So funny.
All right. everybody,
Anyways.
we're gonna get the heck out of here. It's getting late. It's 1:00 in the morning here on the East Coast, so we're gonna get out of here. But we thank everybody for joining us tonight on this show. You know, we started a little late, but you hung in there with us and stuck with us, and we had a great conversation in the chat room tonight.
Oh, we did.
Schmuck.
And we did. Sorry. I know I get a little passionate about these things, but it had to be said.
Yeah.
I had to do what I had to do.
It was just dumb. I was initially going to ignore it, but I knew that I could see that you were not.
I couldn't. I was getting me flustered, and I'm like, no. I normally do ignore stuff. I have a very I don't have tough skin. I'm not going to say that. I'm actually very sensitive, but I do know how to ignore things on the internet, and that just had to be squashed immediately.
It was so dumb. So dumb.
So.
Hey, we got a pipe bomb. We're supposed to get an ice cream bar now, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Check your freezer. There might be.
What does everybody want? I'll get you. I'll deliver it to you.
We should do like Wrestleview branded ice cream.
Yeah, it'd be great. What does everyone want? I'll send it to you.
All right, everybody. I am Mike Tedesco.
I'm Victoria Tedesco.
Have a great one. We will see you next week. Or maybe we'll see you next week. Next week's Labor Day, so.
We may not.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Labor Day goes. We might be back next week, or we might take a week off. I don't know. But we'll see.
We won't advertise it for next week.
All right. Well, tentatively scheduled for next week. We'll see it pop up.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good one.